Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and today we have an exclusive sit-down in-person interview with hot local band, The Problem with Kids Today. Would you guys do me the favor introducing yourselves for the audience?
I'm Tate Brooks. I play the guitar and sing in The Problem with Kids Today.
I'm Silas Lang. I play bass and sing in The Problem with Kids Today.
I'm Rena Yu. I play drums for the Problem with Kids Today.
All right, thank you guys for making the time and coming down. From what I've heard so far, seen you guys on the news, and also, can we get permission to maybe play a little bit of your music to the audience in a music video, just sort of splice that in post?
Of course,
We'll get
dude.
yeah. What song should we expose everybody to real quick?
I don't know. It was a really good video.
You're gonna know who's leading you. Not 'cause I do. I don't know. Oh yeah. I don't know. Oh no. I don't know. Oh yeah.
So as you guys can hear there, these guys have a pretty raw, fun, energetic garage rock sound. But from what I understand, you guys actually record and practice in a shed.
Yeah.
Would you attribute that to being kind of the difference maker from what other garage rock bands are doing right now versus you guys?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've created our own genre, shed rock. It's a little different than garage rock.
Tone's a little different, a little woodier.
Yeah, the timbres are different because the enclosure, the space is different.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a shed that Silas and we built it in high school. It was supposed to be like storage for my family, but we turned it into, full rock space. I said, I built this from the ground up, man. This is my shed.
So how exactly did you guys meet and cross paths and not only kind of come to the decision that you were going to make music together, but also kind of realize that you had enough kind of overlap in terms of taste and your preferences to actually start landing on a singular and cohesive sound?
We've known each other forever. Our parents were friends, so we've known each other growing up. And we kind of started to discover and get into the same music at the same time, Back to Marco and Animal Collective and Ty Segall and all that stuff. We always liked the same stuff.
That indie wave of the 2010s,
Yeah. So it was easy for us. And, even now, we still kind of listen to the same stuff. Even independently, we'll come together and be like, yeah, I've been listening to Fugazi too. No way. But Rena's kind of the outlier. She likes a lot of the heavier stuff, which brings a lot more of the edge.
Yeah.
Oh, so she actually brings the badass factor.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess you could say that. Yeah.
It's the hard one, Yeah, we met Rena at a show at the Crunch House, actually. Yeah, our band was playing. Silas and I had a duo band.
Yeah.
Funny enough, called Tate and Silas. That very original. It's kind of like Jan and Dean.
Big influence.
But yeah, we saw Rena rocking in an old band she was in, and we were blown away by her skills, and we kind of poached her from the other band and stole her away.
They were the most fun band that night.
All right. Nice.
Especially Silas with bass and just kick drum.
So, so far with the local New England and Connecticut scene being as scant as it is sometimes, where have you seen yourselves kind of fitting in and kind of making it work? Because often a lot of musicians who find themselves working and sort of outputting as consistently as you guys are kind of seeking elsewhere to kind of be, but you guys have been around here for years and have continued dropping new songs and albums and kind of making waves just in the space that you came up.
Yeah. It's tough. I mean, we've been playing in New Haven twice a month for 5 years, and it's pretty everyone who wants to see us has seen us, so it's kind of it's still fun here, but it's not really where we need to be. And like you said, everywhere else in New England is pretty dry. Boston's rough. Providence is kind of in the same boat. There's nowhere that's really exciting right now for bands in New England.
The well's a little dry here in Connecticut. I feel like we maybe outstayed our welcome a little bit. But, we're trying, I feel like for a while when we first started, it felt like there was a resurgence of a scene, kind of, and hanging out at Cafe 9 and, everyone would pack in the streets. It almost was like, it's like CBGBs or something, but I don't think it was nearly as good as that. Yeah, so it's kind of funny. I don't really know where we sit in, but that's okay. We're just kind of trying to pave our own road, you know. And
No, that's a genius idea. If anybody wants to open up a venue called CTGBs,
Oh,
I feel like that's an instant like marketing.
yeah, that's a great idea.
You just dropped this new record. Tell me a little bit about this album and how it kind of, differentiates from what you guys have put out so far, because you've already had a couple albums under your belts at this point.
Yeah. So this is our third record, and for this one, we kind of wanted to go, back to the DIY roots, I think, a little bit. We did
You went too big on the second album.
we sold out big time, yeah. So this one, we were like, let's not spend as much money, And, we were like, throwing around ideas on where to do it, and we were like, you know what? We practice in the shed. Let's just do it there, man.
Yeah.
And we got our buddy Joe to come by, and he brought all the microphones and mic'd it up, and it was cool. It was really close quarters, but cool, and we're happy with the finished product. Sounds kind of most genuinely us, I think, finally.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a lot of that like lo-fi indie rock that was getting popular on various blogs in the early 2010s.
Yeah,
there is like
heck
a lot of crossover there in terms of
yeah.
just the aesthetics. And the thing is, like, I don't know why not. Like, the DIY I feel like is back since people can kind of just home record in ways that they weren't able to before.
Totally, yeah. Well, that's another thing about like I feel like us being from Connecticut, it almost doesn't matter that we're from Connecticut because we could just put it out on the internet, and hope that people hear it, which we're trying to do. I don't know if successfully or not.
There are some interesting highlights on the album in terms of songs that you've written, also influences that we can get into as well. But first off, what made you guys want to throw your hats in the ring in terms of like the general pop and rock SpongeBob canon, because there's a lot of like songs out there about the SpongeBob SquarePants franchise, but you guys have kind of like thrown another one in there, like we feel like we're on the same level as like the Squidward gangster rap stuff. It's like you guys are putting yourselves out there, measuring yourselves against that. Where do you feel like you stand in the greater kind of like sea of SpongeBob songs right now?
Top.
I think it's the best.
Top of the pineapple.
Best one since the theme song. It's like the theme song part 2.
Yeah, we're hoping we could get that song to replace the theme song.
Right. Yeah, this is a part of like recouping the money from the last album.
Exactly.
Guys, I think we got to do the SpongeBob
We lost
song.
it all, and we're getting it all back from SpongeBob.
You guys have also written a ska song too. Is that to sort of like cash in on the oncoming resurgence when it does happen?
We were anticipating, 2026 big ska comeback.
So you figure write a bit of a ska song.
That's right.
About ska.
We're all about cashing it, We're setting ourselves up for success further down the line.
Tell me about the, because I was kind of curious about it. Who exactly is A Star Child? You guys have kind of spun a song about this individual, about this figure. Who is this?
A Star Child is kind of our, semi-fictional, semi-non-fictional character, rock and roll messiah character that we created. He's kind of like Ziggy Stardust meets,
Weird Al.
Weird Al. Somewhere in the middle of those two, he's a famous rocker for generations. He's timeless, and he rocks out and he sells out the Palladium every weekend, something like that. And I think we just wanted to write kind of a fictional Ziggy Stardust type, character like that. And those are two very prominent names in rock and roll. Ace, Star Child.
It feels like there is like a lot of kind of rock and roll, like old school rock and roll knowledge kind of going into a lot of what, you guys do. Like there's so many, I feel like, cool and interesting reference points. There was a one track on the record, "Take It," that to me just sort of read very inspired as like New York Dolls.
Oh yeah,
It was like
totally.
a bit of like glam, and as we've already said, like garage and proto punk and stuff like that.
Yep.
Like, you know, is there like a conscious, I guess, sort of like canon or sort of rock and roll dictionary that you guys are kind of like referring to, or a mood board that you go into like this record with, for example, to just kind of like, you know, keep it in the reins and know what direction you're headed in?
Kind of. Like sometimes when we're practicing the songs, we're kind of like, oh, like that one's kind of like the jam song, and that one's kind of like, you know, the Beatlesy one. So like we do kind of end up referring to them as like what we think they like might sound like, you know. And the final product is never like that, you know. But it's funny to they come from a place of like, yeah, this kind of just sounds like that, you know.
Yeah, I think that kind of first wave, like proto-punk and punk, was kind of the big stuff for us when we first started. You know, it was we were all glammed out and wore leather pants and cool clothes like that, you know. And so I think that was a big like thing we all kind of first came together and were like, I think we're kind of like punk rock and could sound like the Ramones or something like that. So I think there is a bit of a you know, intentional thing, but also unintentional, where we just kind of come up with the songs that we write, you know. And I think it's definitely inspired by stuff we listen to. That.
How much of rock music at this point do you guys feel like, as you're making it and you're performing it and you're kind of like looking back at these moments that inspire you, do you feel like you're kind of engaging in reverence as opposed to kind of like maybe parodying it a little bit? Like, how funny is rock music to you? Because it sort of seems like, you know, slightly to a degree, it almost kind of comes across as like a very loving gag to an extent.
Totally, yeah.
We love having fun, and we love rock music, and so much of rock music is just funny. You know what I mean? Like Kiss is just kind of funny. You know what I mean? One of our favorites is Alex Chilton, and like a lot of his stuff is goofy as hell, you know. And you put it on, and you're just like, what is this guy doing? You know. But it's good music, and it's fun to listen to, and it's so that was a big thing for us, kind of just like having a sense of humor about the whole thing, you know. Not taking it too seriously, just like letting ourselves have fun with it, you know, is important, I think.
Rock should be funny, you know? It's too serious these days.
I mean, you know,
we gotta joke around.
Somebody just mentioned the Ramones. Which Ramone do you feel like each of you could take in a fight?
Oh,
Maybe only Dee Dee.
maybe only Joey. Yeah, he's so lanky. You know, kind of like me.
I don't know if he'd put up much of a fight. He'd be like, "Oh, stop it!"
Yeah, definitely not Johnny.
I could take down all of them.
Oh,
I believe
I mean,
it.
you are the badass in the band.
That's right.
Established earlier.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let's say hypothetically, band faces a cancellation. Like, is the preferred mode black notes app background with white text? Is it a hiatus and we disappear and then we come back after 6 months? Or is it live acoustic improv YouTube video song?
Oh no,
Oh,
not the
that's hard.
ukulele apology.
Whatever acoustic instrument of choice. Could be a mandolin.
Yeah.
I think we doubled down. We didn't do anything wrong.
Yes, literally. That's a great idea.
And we start fighting people in the comments, responding to all the comments. Fuck you, man. Stop commenting on my post. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, double down, definitely. Or ukulele song.
Yeah, no, we
stop us
gotta
if
double
we were
down to
trying.
get even more famous.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
true.
A cancellation could send us to the top, you know? It might be exactly what we need.
Could get us into Brian Jonestown Massacre level.
Yeah, exactly.
All we need is one fan to kick in the head. And
Yeah.
I mean, also Brian Jonestown Massacre. I mean, if you're going to get like that kind of buzz, you need another band to beef with.
yes.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
It could be for anyone.
You need a rivalry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we definitely need a rivalry. We got, you know, it depends if we want to do a fictional rivalry or a non-fictional rivalry.
I mean, either or, though. I mean, with the scene the way it is currently, there's kind of a lack of adversaries for you to rival
Yeah,
with.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We need some other shitty bands to step up,
And fight us.
fight us.
Call you out.
Yes, exactly. We're open to that idea.
Tell me a little bit about how exactly we came to be incorporating the Hillsborough disaster of 1989 into the record? Like, what is the reference point for that?
That's a question for Silas.
I love soccer a lot, and I took a sports and business management class in high school, and I had to write a paper about a sporting
business.
disaster specifically. So I chose that one.
Sports and business.
So I've always like had it in my head, and that one kind of ended up being about like the news, like a little bit. So I was like, all right, we can just make it that. And I took the naming convention from the that Bee Gees song. I think it was like New York Mining Disaster, 1949 or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Take it,
I mean, we're kind of talking about, your experience of being an up-and-coming rock band, trying to make a name for yourselves, and kind of, wading through the weeds of the internet and putting yourselves out there that way. Like, what are some of the responses that you're seeing outside of, your immediate area? Has the record been able to kind of catch on in the greater sort of like underground rock scene at all? Has there been any discussion like outside of what's immediately around you with the music you're making?
But the biggest thing, and I think this is how you found us maybe, is like TikTok. It's just like doing that social media stuff and like letting people come across it naturally in a way that's not like hokey or forced, or they feel comfortable like, oh, these guys are cool, like I'll check them out, That's the biggest. You kind of have to split it all up evenly if you can.
Yeah. I think just like being ourselves has always kind of helped, and just like, like the BJM or Guided by Voices or something, just kind of paving your own, road and not taking no for an answer, and just keep going because we love to rock out and have fun and joke around, and I think hopefully by just staying true to ourselves, it'll, keep projecting us forward. This record especially, it was like, let's just put out a ton of singles, because like, I don't know if you'd probably know, like, I don't even know if people still listen to like full albums,
Yeah, like the average person.
or if albums are back, or we don't even know. So we were like, I think if we just put out more singles, hopefully we'll have more of a chance of getting some kind of traction. Sometimes I'm like, do we have too much music out already, because I swear a lot of these like bigger up and coming bands, it's like they'll have like one big single that blows up, and then they make the album. And with us, it's always been just like album after album, because that's
like
what we
just
like
get
to
it out,
do.
yeah.
The way I see people, and I see like a lot of the algorithms kind of like loop people into stuff that they like, I would say no, honestly, because the thing is, like, if people really kind of dig into or replay over and over a certain track or something from you guys that might be hot or they really enjoy, like having a back catalog there that's already sitting is just going to give them more to dive into and more to be sort of like recommended or placed places and that sort of thing. So
for
there's nothing
sure.
wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's funny because even like we just put out this album, but the album that we recorded here at Sans Serif has like some of our biggest like streaming songs still to this day. Is like the first record was kind of like the biggest one in a weird way.
You have this record out. Are you going to be doing some more intensive sort of like, performances behind it soon? Like, I feel like, the catalog and the output is there. Like, it is a matter of branching out, kind of like, getting connected with maybe the right booking agent, or, have you been able to shop these projects around to labels and gain any interest in sort of like, the greater network of, the indie industry or anything?
Yeah. No label noise yet, but
no label will touch us. I don't know what it is. I think they hear the band name and it's immediately no.
Like, that's a red flag.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. That's a big red flag.
we're going on tour. We're planning a tour, like a big one, through like the Midwest down to the South and back up. So in the spring, hopefully, if anyone is living in Chicago or Johnson City, Tennessee, or this part of the country, we'll be on the road with our friend Sam from this band Souffle, who's from Fort Wayne, Indiana. So we'll be out there and we'll be coming home. So we'll be trying it.
First kind of big on the road experience. We're excited, but definitely a little nervous. You know, it's gonna be close quarters like the shed and the minivan.
You're already in the shed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're used to that. You know.
We're bringing the shed with us.
Yeah, we're bringing
On
the shed
wheels.
with us.
Wide load on tour.
Thank you guys for taking the time. This has been really good. This is the problem with kids today.
Yes.
Sitting down and having an excellent conversation with me. Check out their new album. It's on the screen right now, and more about them down below in the description box. I appreciate you guys taking the time.
Yes,
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Anthony.
This
Thanks for
is
talking to us.
awesome.
Thank you.
Yes, the needle drops.
Forever.